Hello, I'm Clint Emerson, and I'm here to teach you how to go unnoticed. Because in the modern world, you are always under surveillance. We hear the term being gray all the time, especially in the military and government sectors, but what does it really mean? To me, it means being able to blend in, not offend anyone, embrace the culture in which you're visiting, create allies, but not ever to stand out. You don't want to stand out. You want to be the person in the background that slides by that you didn't even notice. Being gray can be accomplished using a tool I developed while I was at the NSA. It's called total awareness. Total awareness is made up of 4 elements: personal awareness, cultural awareness, situational awareness, third-party awareness. The 4 of these together may sound a little overwhelming, but trust me, it's actually pretty easy. I came up with these during my own trial and error, traveling abroad, operating alone, coming back to the States, going to all the agencies, looking for a gray man course, and I couldn't find it. So I ended up developing my own techniques. Total awareness represents that. To get started, let's dive into personal awareness. Personal awareness is defined as projection, demeanor, management. So projection is what you wear, and then demeanor are your actions. You put them together and you're giving a lot of information to strangers that could potentially want something from you, or criminals that might want to take advantage of you, law enforcement, or foreign intel. The goal is to take your projection and your demeanor and neutralize it so that you can then become gray. Personal awareness is all about looking in the mirror before you walk out the door and ensuring what you're wearing doesn't say anything that would attract attention. I personally like watches, right? But when I'm traveling abroad, I'm not going to wear my Rolex or Omega or my Panerai because I know those things are pretty valuable these days and somebody might want to take it off my wrist. I'm not going to wear anything with big logos, especially big name brands that represent expensive or luxurious. You want to wear neutral colors, no logos, no brand names exposed. Jeans and khakis, even sweatpants and yoga pants these days have become globally normal. You want to wear what everybody else is wearing. The problem with personal awareness is our ego usually dresses us each day. We take a look at our clothes selection each and every day, and we pick what makes us look good, what makes us stand out when we're sitting on that subway. You want to look boring. And I know that's going to be tough for you to do. You don't want to stand out. That may be tough for you to do. But personal awareness is all about pushing all the ego down, putting on what allows you to blend in so that you can mitigate being targeted by the wrong kind of people. Demeanor is a little more difficult because you might have some habits you don't even know about. You may be unaware of some tics that you've got. How many times have you been at the airport and you can hear somebody on their cell phone a terminal away? They're talking about a big deal they just made, or they're talking money so people can hear how rich they are. You don't want to do that. You don't want to stand out based on your actions. You don't want to come off too cocky, too arrogant, or too confident, but you also don't want to come off weak. Pay attention to how you stand, how you walk. What does it tell people? And then all you have to do is tweak it and adjust it. You might even want to ask somebody that you trust that will give you some constructive criticism on how you walk, talk, and act when you're out in public. Take the advice, make the tweaks, and become gray. We talked about personal awareness, now let's move on to cultural awareness. Cultural awareness is just that. You have to know the social protocols and etiquette for the geographical location that you're visiting. It changes from city to city, even in the United States. Knowing what you can and can't do, the do's and don'ts, may prevent you from getting targeted. So I grew up over in Saudi, and it's a great example of a very extreme environment where there are lots of do's and don'ts. You're not going to reach out and shake hands with your left hand when visiting Saudis because they consider that the dirty hand. You're not going to use the OK symbol because this represents FU in a lot of countries. So there's a lot of cultural things that if you don't know them, you could end up offending them. Cultural awareness is all about building alliances and friendships and build rapport with the locals. Because I can tell you right now, the business card you collect from the guy that sold you that cool rug, he's probably going to be able to help you if you find yourself in trouble long before the State Department. Cultural awareness is something you have to do ahead of time before you leave. It's easy these days with Google and AI, and just ask, what are the do's and don'ts in the country in which you're visiting? It's that simple. Cultural awareness also goes hand in hand with your personal awareness. If you go and study the culture before you go, now you're going to know what you can wear, what you shouldn't wear, what's the most common thing to wear. And then followed by that are those protocols and etiquette so that your actions or your demeanor don't come off offensive. Remember, the goal of cultural awareness is to build rapport and respect, and hopefully make a friend that can get you out of trouble if you find yourself having a bad day. Now, situational awareness, we hear all the time, it's overused and underutilized. Situational awareness is the ability to scan your environment, especially what's close to you and beyond, determine if there's any threats, and then act. So, to keep it simple, you want to scan your environment as if there's lanes, bowling alley lanes right in front of you, right? And you're going to scan from near to far, and then scan from near to far, near to far, near to far, near to far. The best analogy I can give you is alligators in the boat, right? Those are the things you want to worry about first. Then you have the alligators outside the boat, and then you have the alligators that are inbound. By scanning near to far, near to far, near to far, I'm really making sure that what's close to me and what's inbound isn't a threat. Now, if you decide that there is a threat, now you have to switch over to the OODA loop, okay? The OODA loop was designed by an Air Force fighter pilot, and when dogfighting, he came up with it because he felt like, hey, how do I make decisions at Mach 1? He came up with the OODA loop. It's OODA, which O stands for observe. That's what you're doing by scanning your environment near to far, like little bowling alleys. Next is orientate. So now I observe, oh, I see a threat. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my position based on that threat to give me the advantage. Now I'm going to start thinking of my next decision, D, and then I'm going to act that decision out. Okay? OODA. Observation, orientation, decision, action. So I'm scanning my environment, near to far, near to far, near to far. Oh, there's a threat. I observe it. I'm orientating myself so that I'm ready for it, coming up with my decisions. I'm acting out my decisions. That could be as simple as finding the exit and running towards it, moving through the exit, and getting yourself out of trouble. Situational awareness does not have to be difficult. It is that easy. Consistently scanning your environment in an orderly manner and then having a protocol in place like the OODA loop when you detect a threat. That's it. Third-party awareness is your awareness that everyone around you can scrutinize you, judge you, make decisions about you without ever knowing you. Within the third parties, there are citizens, criminals, foreign intel, law enforcement, and you can't always distinguish who's good or who's bad. Third-party awareness is all about understanding that you're constantly being scrutinized, judged, and they're going to make decisions whether to act on you or not based on personal awareness, cultural awareness, and your situational awareness. Personal awareness, we can control 100% if we just take the time. Cultural awareness, we can control 100% if we just take the time. Situational awareness, it's 50-50 because I can be locked on paying attention to everything, put my seatbelt on, have a full tank of gas, follow all the traffic laws, and still get T-boned at an intersection because of some idiot, right? So it's a 50-50 game with situational awareness. Third-party awareness, by itself, we don't really control. But if we take control personal awareness, situational awareness, cultural awareness, that will inevitably decrease our third-party awareness, and now you are gray. I want you to deliberately start implementing total awareness into your daily habits. Think about your personal awareness, your cultural awareness, your situational awareness, because that's going to inevitably decrease your third-party awareness. And once you've done that, now you are gray. So until next time, keep it simple, because crisis will complicate the rest.